This is when it should start it.
Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in every person's life when they get put into a headlock by Dan. That headlock that marks their place in this world. But I didn't want to start there. I'll circle back to headlocks. Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in every person's life when they meet their soulmate, their match, the one person who they truly adore and admire. That special day happened for Dan 15 years ago when he met Never been the same. For those of you for whom that special moment is right now, I should introduce myself. My name is Brian. I'm known as Moose, my friend, and I've known Dan since college. Before I continue, I should get a disclaimer out of the way. Dan asked me to do this, I made a promise. Nothing obscene or embarrassing. This will have to be brief. My experiences with Dan over the past 15 years have been more or less straight shock of embarrassment and obscenity. It's a basketball ever. Seriously, see me later for the unedited version of the speech. It's hilarious. Quite some time. We met in college. We met the first day. Actually, the first person I met at college. We had rooms right next to each other freshman year. I popped my head in to say hi. It was just Dan, no family, and a duffel bag. Which I thought was a pretty badass way to show up to college. Sort of like the Japanese Lone Ranger.
So memorizing his tune.
This is what
Dan and I did it all for me today. Since we're one of the closest friends I've ever had. And Dan's always had a talent at making friends on our floor, but Dan's room in particular became notorious around the school, hosting some of the best parties around. In fact, a school administrator was quoted in our school paper as referring to Dan's room as Hideaway East. Hideaway being the go-to bar on the West Campus for upperclassmen. So we put that duffel bag to good use, going to and from the store. So after this wildly successful freshman year, Dan and I decided to room together sophomore year. I remember literally nothing from sophomore year. Dan and I traveled to London together to study at the London School of Economics. I'll never get those brain cells set. I did end up learning a lot of economics though. Not from the sealed textbooks on my dresser. Learning to live a life of excess while in extreme poverty. My dad, on a budget, carefully calculated, keep an average Homo sapiens alive on the Alaskan tundra. And just enough for nourishment and room and board, nothing allocated to leisure, which was by a long shot our biggest expense. So our dinner spot of choice, Safeway, rotisserie chickens for £2. Our drink of choice was Tennant's beer. Now, if you've never heard of Tennant's beer, it's because there's a limited market in the States for beverages that taste like kerosene. On the plus side, it had like 30% alcohol. Too fast to get a horse drunk.
Don't do it.
I lived in what was technically an apartment in Edgware Road. My place afforded a bathtub but no shower. Charming, but I didn't live there. Walls that I'm pretty sure were made out of paper mache. I stayed with Dan as much as possible in his posh university-provided housing. So Dan really saved me that year. So, incidentally, on my last week in London, my place was robbed. But the joke was on them. The most valuable possessions were a six-pack of Tennants, a leather jacket. But in spite of that, we managed to make our way to Paris and Turin, Rome, and Amsterdam for its fine museums. Stunning. house, 10 bedrooms. My dad calculated that the landlord was making a 10,000% margin. But it suited our purpose, and we did have our own beer wine table. After school, we came to New York City together, took all our learning to use in finance, and we shared a place together for a little while. And we've been in the area since. So with all this time together with Dan, we've become like a second brother to me. And like brothers, we squabble, play pranks at each other, but also give each other advice. Like when I needed advice on the stock market or a restaurant in the city, or how to put on a bow tie, Dan is my man. And I'm also there for him. Like when Dan asked my advice on the best way to propose, I offered him the following recommendation. Congratulations! Again, he happily didn't take that pro. Also, like brothers, Dan and I get into our share of fights. Now, anyone here who's going to a buddy fight with Dan knows that he doesn't mess around. One moment we'll be having a lighthearted slap fight. The next thing I know, I'm in an armbar. Pretty much all of us in this room, and everyone that Dan knows, has been in a headlock with Dan at some point. Something that we have in common. With the possible exception of my parents. So I didn't stay at that last dinner until the very end. It could have ended with my mother in a headlock. Very sorry on that. I remember we had to have an intervention at school one time on the proper etiquette of fighting while inebriated. Dan vigorously defended the headlock as an appropriate maneuver. I also remember one time at school, Dan and I were sparring outside. We weren't mad at each other, but both were getting progressively harder. So eventually, we were having a full contact kung fu battle outside of the physics building. I officially call it a draw. But Dan knows in his heart what happened that morning. My dad admit my kung fu was fine. I think I broke my wrist from there. Dan's now taking Brazilian jiu-jitsu classes. That's what the world needs. But in spite of all that, Dan is really a gentle soul. He's always been kind and respectful to others and great with children. In fact, my 3-year-old son likes nothing better than when Dan and Liz come over and get chased and wrestle them around the house. Speaking of Liz, I met Liz for the first time at a happy hour after work with Dan. We immediately got on as if we've known each other for years. That might not sound like much, but I used to roll After that day, I was hoping that Dan would let me in that they were dating each other, so I was very happy and they did come to pass. This is really great for Dan. She's fun, adventurous, like him, but can push back against his occasional stubbornness. It's really great watching them together, and I've never seen Dan so happy as he is when he's with Liz. He really operates like one soul. So someone like Liz really deserves just the best kind of husband. So Dan should be overjoyed that she chose to marry him instead. All joking aside, Dan is one of the closest friends I have, and like a brother to me. If anyone knows Dan, knows that he's one of the most dependable people on the planet. He's always there when a friend is in need. Dan and Liz are truly a match made in heaven, and it's my honor today to share some words on this fabulous occasion. I see that there's a full 5 minutes left in my allotted time. I should wrap it up, as I'd like to leave enough time for applause. Please join me. Raise your glass. Dan and Liz deserve a life full of joy, happiness, friends, and family. And if Dan gets me in a headlock later, for the love of God, somebody call me. Cheers. Cheers.
There we go. There we go. That was great, right? I know, I'm sure Adam and I had to hear this. Awesome job, right?
He'll be here all week.
That was really, really good.